Hello, everyone. It's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. This is Julie from Patchworks, and I am coming at you live on location from the Gathering, which is the retreat center at Primitive Gatherings in Larson, Wisconsin. That is just outside of Oshkosh. I am here this week with a bunch of my quilting friends from the industry, and we are having so much fun. So we're going to be doing a little bit different program than what we normally do. Today we are going to be doing our Orophil color builders, and I have some content to share with you. But since I'm up here, I did want to share some of the really special things that we have going on. So I'm by myself. Well, actually, I have Nancy with me today. Hi, Nancy. And she is going to be helping us a little bit, but I'm manning the camera and the keyboard today. So, and I have a little bit to share with you. So thanks for joining us. While everyone's still hopping on, I'm going to see here if I can share with you. So, as I said, we're at the gathering, and today we had, let's see if it comes on for you to see, a group of us here to share, to look at this. Will it pop on now? Show. Uh-oh, it's not showing pictures. That we had a great picture there for you to look at. That was all of our group. And then I had the opportunity today to be on Lisa Bonjean's Stitch Tube. So that was super exciting. You're going to have to check out that YouTube video that she had earlier today. And thank you so much, Linda, for letting me know that you saw me on the live. Yes, super, super, super fun. So today, what we're going to do first is show you some of the fun stuff that we've been working on at Retreat, and then we'll get into our Aurifil program. So we've had so much fun crafting, and if you haven't crafted in a while, I strongly encourage you to just play and have fun. So we made, this was one of the make and takes from Lisa's shop here. And isn't that fun? It's so cool. So it's fun spools that we glued on a fun painted heart. Lots of fun. Thank you, Nancy. And then one of the other retreat members had us make these really fun decoupaged name badges here. And of course, I had to cover mine with Halloween, right? Yeah. Pam from Serendipity Woods, and she's from Michigan. She shared with us making these really cool Prairie Point pin cushions. And so she made them a little bit differently than I've made them before. So we had lots of fun making those. Super fun. And this is some really cool Tilda fabric that she brought with us to share. And Barb and Mary from me and my sisters, we made some really fun needle scissor fobs here, and just on and on and on and on and on. Lots and lots and lots of fun. The sewing that I've been doing has been a little bit from the Home for the Holidays. This is a book from Sherry and Chelsea. It's by Martingale, and there is going to be a quilt along in September. So I'm getting a little bit of a head start, and I'm going to show you just a little sneak peek here. These are really fun 18-inch blocks that there's going to be 12 18-inch blocks that we're going to be making. We're going to be doing that in September. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you didn't want to make a whole quilt, you could make a bunch of pillows. And so I really like that option. So even if you want to make 3 or 4 pillows, lots and lots of fun. So if you wanted to, make sure to pick this up. Let us know. We'll be getting more in stock. I think we only have a couple in the shop right now, and it's just me in front of the keyboards. So I don't have the link for that for you right now. And then the fabric that I used on this is the Peppermint Bark by Basic Gray. I just took a whole fat quarter tower. Actually, I think I started with a half-yard tower, more better. And then I just used the coordinating white grunge that went with it because, you gotta love the grunge. So super fun, super cool. And we got a lot of grunge to go along with that. So that is the fun that we are having there. So now let's take a peek at our Orophil that we are going to be looking at today. So let me see. This is a little bit different of a camera that I'm working with normally. So I may have to pop back and forth, and I don't know if you lose the sound or not. So I will just share with you. This is the Aurifil thread box that we have this month, and I have a little video to share with you. So let me share that video with you.
So let's take a deeper look into our jade vine materials. So we have this beautiful thread box that has the 3 spools of thread in it, and this is 50 weight, 1 solid and 2 variegated, and we have 2830, 4654, and 4662. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colors here. You can see that. For the fabric choices, I again took a little bit of artistic liberty here. And here in the sample that Kate had made for Orophil, she used more blue fabrics. And I thought, let's play with the jade colors. And we just happen to have this Hoffman ombre. It's a kind of a twist on that 1895. And so it's 1 piece of fabric. And it goes from the dark jade to medium jade all the way to light. So I thought this would be just really, really fun to be able to play and get the different components of the flower from. And that way you really could play with the shading here. So Kate suggests that you use a light, medium, and a dark. And so you definitely have your light, medium, and dark, but you also have the parts in between. For the leaves, you have a light and a dark, and so, but there's not too much of the leaf, and I was playing with this photo again, and I thought in the background here, the blur looked a little bit more of a yellow tone, so I played with these two as being the dark and the light, and then for the stem, looking again at that photo, chose a grayer, deep, dark, brownish green stem. So I thought that they worked really well here. If you wanted to change out any of the colors, of course, by all means, feel free to do that. We just wanted to make sure that you had some fabric to play with, and I was truly inspired by the photo this month.
So that is the gorgeous thread box that we have. So if you are an Orophil member, that is ready for pickup, and we also can ship that out for you tomorrow. Jackie went ahead and why, thank you. We have we have some blocks that are together so that you can look at those. So Jackie went ahead and made several variations for us. So thank you so much, Jackie. So we have, let's see if I can get it for you. Oh, it looks like it's zoomed. So you can't see the whole picture of it, but we have 4 different variations of this. And I apologize that I have a zoom going on here, but Jackie had done 4 different samples. One where she did the straight stitch and a black grunge. Another had the white grunge background and a straight stitch. I'll post full-size pictures of this on our Facebook page. On the solid black, we have some variegated thread, and then, we had some satin stitching, and then on the grunge, we had the satin stitching as well. So 4 different versions. We will post those for you. I did not know that the sizing wouldn't let us see the whole thing. So always fun things to learn with our technology. Aren't these the coolest mugs? So Lisa's done a really great job with marketing, and everything has her name on it. She even brews her own coffee or roasts her own coffee, so that's super fun. Colleen has shared a variety of different blocks with us, and so on our Facebook party page, it's always really cool to look at those different blocks. So here's some of the show and tell. She has put in here the lily pad block. And then we have, this beautiful one. I don't have the name in front of me, but you can see how she went ahead and did the leaves a little bit differently. We have the birds of paradise. All these beautiful different flowers. And she's also been playing catch up because she joined both this year's and last year's at the same time. So she's doing double duty with all of the paper pieced blocks as well. So unbelievable. For this month's block, Jackie let us know that there are a few errors in the block there. So I believe that there was a sizing issue that the ladies hopefully took care of when they printed everything out. Heidi was taking great care to make sure that when she was making your packets, that it was sized properly. However, if you're printing direct from a download, make sure that everything is sized properly. The other thing is that in the placement order, you want to take care. There is one error in the placement diagram in step 9. So the first number is 61F, but it really should be 67F. It should be pretty obvious to you when you're putting it together, so no stress. And of course, if you always position them in a different way, you can just use it as your element of interest and say it is your artistic license to change it however you wish. Now, last week, I had shared with you that Jackie had shared some other things with us for the past 2 blocks. And because things have been a little bit different, I wasn't able to share them with you. So what I want to do now is I did record back at the shop. And so I want to share with you little segments from there. So stay tuned for that.
Club member Jackie has shared some of her progress along the way and gave me some notes so I can share them with you. And right now we're going to look at the Orophil Passion Flower. Jackie made 5 different variations here, and we're just going to talk about what she did. So the passion flowers were created by drawing the templates onto Steam-A-Seam 2 Light with Identi-Pen and fusing the pieces onto the batik fabrics provided in the pack. She did some substitutions as she is making 5 of these flowers here. And 3 pieces, 8A, 9B, and 10C were fringed by cutting small slits or wedges to make the fringed pieces. All pieces were then fused to the backgrounds. The first flower, all the pieces were used. Pieces 15D and 18E were omitted on the last 4. So the detail didn't show up on that first one. The petal piece that I included was used on the first flower, but the individual petals were used on the rest of the flowers. Either method works, but the all-in-one diagram is faster. So the veins were also drawn on with wash away stabilizer here with a fine point Sharpie pen. The piece was placed over the leaves and veins were sewn with a 1.5 millimeter stitch length in a continuous line, just like in the lily pad design that we had talked about in previous months. The leaves are then appliqued with a narrow zigzag. The curly pieces were sewn down with a wide zigzag with the width of the piece. So you really can't even see here any fabric there. She just used it as a guideline, but then it's a really nice satin stitch that is used there. The petals were appliqued on with a narrow zigzag stitch using variegated thread. The oval green piece in the center was done with a narrow zigzag. The blue, yellow, and green pieces were stitched across with a stitch length of 1.5. The fringed part of the flower, which is right here, were done differently on each of the backgrounds. So on flower 1 here, Jackie used darker variegated threads, a stitch length of 1.5, and stitched in a zigzag manner. So let's just take a up close peek here. So she used a spotted thatched as the background, and let's see if I can get up close here. Oh, I'm going to come a little bit closer here. And so you can see that she used those petals on that outside edge, just one continuous piece, as I had drawn out for you. On version 2, she stitched this inside part with just circles. Okay, and then also we're talking about how the petals were separate pieces in this one. And this, between here and here, you can tell that the veining was done with different threads. So let's just take a peek at number 2. And number 3, this was stitched around with the darker variegated thread as well in the zigzag manner. Now when you're doing a zigzag manner like this, you could use your traditional foot, or you could still switch and use a free motion foot on that if it's easier for you. If you're using a free motion foot, you would want to practice how you're working on it. And this is where having that stabilizer on the back side can really help. And on this one, you can see that Jackie went ahead and she was using the more subtle coloration for her veining here. On piece 4, dark background, grunge leaves. So it looks a little bit different. And then that oval around the zigzag pieces as well. And then for flower 5 on grunge, so stitched with a zigzag in a row with a navy blue. So here treated them differently, so it didn't treat all 3 layers here as one. And then outer row with variegated plus an oval in the outer fringe here. So just lots and lots of fun playing, having the matching veining here as well, so it's really subtle. And the thing here with all of the different samples that Jackie makes with these is truly to have fun and play with your different techniques, because a lot of times you try something or you want to start a big project, but you don't want to ever mess up, you don't want to experiment. And so having a project like this, you truly can just take that opportunity, try different techniques. You can end up making, you know, a small pillow or a small project or a bag if you didn't want to turn them into quilts, and just have fun.
So that was the passion flower, and then I just have a little bit to share with you about the birds of paradise.
Jackie also shared her birds of paradise with us, and using the photograph of the flower, changes were made in the applique pieces. The fabrics in the packet were used with a few changes. A dark red batik and 2 multicolored fabrics provided variation. The petals were appliqued using variegated 4657 in 2 and solid 2145 in 3. A narrow satin stitch was used to applique. The positions of the pieces varies. One of the leaves is missing a vein. She just took artistic license in these. Some changes that she did was that number 22G was separated into 2 pieces. Using green H, a piece was cut and placed between 21 and 22. 9A was trimmed and used on 3 of the flowers. She trimmed 10, 11, and 12 to make them narrow, and then using a sliver of blue F here to place it between the 5 and 6 to make it more look like the photograph. And in pieces 13, 14, 15, and 16 and 17, fabric choices were changed, varying in each flower, and that's right in here. So let's just take a peek, and of course she always changes the backgrounds here on different ones. Just love how, just having fun with them. So here we have some variegated threads here, and as we're going through the months, you're able to play with your other variegateds that you have from previous months. And you have a little sliver here, little sliver here. And even playing with things like this, you could even just do some thread to get some added dimension rather than even using fabric. Dark background, always stunning when you're looking at different backgrounds here. And what's interesting here is you can see that the petals of the flower here at the top look different with the dark or the light background. So no extra fabric was placed on underneath, but let's just say your fabric was even lighter. Just a reminder that you can use a stabilizer or interfacing on the back side of that to color block it before you do your applique. If you had been using lighter fabric than this, I'm not sure that that it matters on something like this, but you can just see how your different fabrics come through, and is always just an interesting opportunity to talk about the different ways that works. Here, these different guys got changed up, and you can see how the light variegated here shows up a little differently than here. Always fun to play with your fabrics, play with the threads. And the last one. So thank you again, Jackie, for sharing your fun work. Now let's take a peek at some of the other show and tell that we have from this collection.
So we have a special guest that is here. Say hello to everyone, Lisa. Hello. So as we're having lunch, we are having Must Sew TV in the hallway. Okay. We've been talking about Orophil thread. Isn't that a lot of fun?
Yeah, it's the best.
It's the best.
I can't think of anything I'd rather stitch with.
I know, right?
So this is your channel
It is our channel.
and you're talking about things you've just been doing?
Yes. Isn't that fun? And so every week we share
I just
something
came to
different.
see if you wanted any ice cream.
Doing. So see, you never know what's going to happen. So we every Thursday at 7 o'clock. I know you always tune in, Lisa.
Yes.
Yes. And so we were talking about Aurifil color builders today, and we just did some technique, and I was sharing with them what we were doing and the fun different projects that we were working on.
I know you can't be around a more creative bunch of people than these people here this weekend. So it's been super fun to do all the little projects and little crafty things that everybody's bring to do. Yeah. we're so lucky.
We are so
to
lucky.
have each other,
Yes.
to have a place like this. So,
And thank you for sharing it with us. So,
hey, I'm open for y'all. Okay.
and you have spots in, you have a couple spots in Debbie Maddie's?
Yeah, we do. If you want to drive up, we have a couple spots in. Debbie Maddie is here teaching indigo dyeing, a one-day workshop on Tuesday, I believe, the 30th. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a 3-day class. And the stuff you make is so amazing. And just about anything you can think of, she'll be able to tell you how to do it. And just all the different techniques with and who doesn't love blue and white,
Yeah.
right?
So there's a one-day option as well as a stayover option.
Yeah. Well, and you can even come as a day student.
Okay.
Don't have to stay here.
Okay. And it's really it's an hour and a half from the shop, but it's pretty close if you live, a little bit north of Milwaukee.
Yeah, and we're right off the highway, so it's really easy to find. And yeah, we'd love to have you here. And so would Debbie.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry for crashing your party.
Thank you for crashing the party. We love it.
Take care.
All right. And I will hop and have an ice cream in a couple minutes if that's okay. Okay. So that was fun. That was so fun. So I'll post links there for Debbie Maddie's retreat. And, really, it's fabulous here. I've slept really, really well. These beds are great. And there's a combination of single, double, triple, and quad rooms here. The food is fabulous. Erica is the chef, and I just have loved every single meal. And if you are a picky eater, they always have a really great salad bar as well as peanut butter sandwich, which is just fabulous because sometimes you go to a place and you really are stuck with a specific menu. So that's been really fabulous. And of course, the shop is open 7 days a week up here. So super fun. Before we close tonight, I just wanted to share with you, we had a question that what was that quilt along that I'm going to be doing in September? So I'm here with people from Moda and Martingale, and it was announced that there's going to be a Home for the Holidays quilt along with Sherry and Chelsea. And I just thought it'd be fun to hop along with that because these are fun and easy blocks. And I love the basic gray fabrics. If you know me, you know that I really love this look. And I was looking for a fun project. So this is the Peppermint Bark fabric. We have the yardage and I think the pre-cuts are still coming, but we have towers that we've cut and made. You would be able to get away with a fat quarter tower, some background, and a border and sashing. I don't have all of those on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure you probably could get away with a little bit less than a fat quarter or half yard tower, but you want to buy the half yard tower because it's so amazing. And there's 40 different fabrics in this line. The book, Home for the Holidays, is something that we stock. Frank didn't know that I'm doing a quilt along, so if we run out, we'll just be ordering more. And this is Home for the Holidays, $26.99. This is Peppermint Bark. This particular book has quilts and more to welcome the season. And Sherry and Chelsea are morphing them into 18-inch blocks that we're going to put into a sampler. But you could take one or more of those blocks to put into make 18-inch pillows. And of course, we have those great Hobbs poly-down pillow forms in the store. So Linda, absolutely, we will save you one. And so that's that half yard tower, right? As well as the book. No, we'll save the book for you, no problem. And in case if we don't have one, I'll make sure that we have one for you right away. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it's a little bit shorter of a program, but I wanted to come live because it's been such a crazy summer. Next week, we have our Free Spirit Club, which will be a lot of fun. We have a lot of really awesome fabrics for that. And, Patty wants to know where we are. So Patty, we are at The Gathering, which is Lisa Bonjean's Retreat Center. And that's right outside of Oshkosh. I have been really excited that I've been in this really fun group. And so I am here through tomorrow. I'll be back in the shop on Saturday morning. Give me until about 9:30 because I'm going to be driving down in the morning. So I look forward to seeing you there, but make sure to visit the ladies tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great night. Happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.